Good morning, everyone. It is 8:01. It is time for First Alert Weather Extra. Hope you're having a good start to your day, minus the fact that it is damp across at least the eastern half of our state. Boy, do we have some changes ahead in just the next 24 hours. So periods of rain today. We got the steadier rain this morning, focused east, and then kind of scattered showers developing this afternoon. Tomorrow for Veterans Day, it's going to be feeling like winter. And we're expecting it to not only, feel cold because the actual air temperature is cold, and it's going to be windy, so it's going to feel even more brutal. And there also could be some flurries flying around. Colder than normal and breezy to end the week, too. Yeah. Not excited because that means it's going to cost us to heat up our house or apartment or whatever you have that you're living in. All right, so rain chances, we go from this morning back upwards again this afternoon, and then tumbling rain chances as we go through the rest of today. But there could actually be a snow shower northwest later on this evening once that cold air gets here. But here's the rain this morning, focused east, and then the coverage kind of breaks up to scattered. There's that small chance for some wet flakes mixing in as the temperatures drop and a little bit of leftover moisture over towards, say, Litchfield County. And then we have some clear skies. It will start off mostly sunny tomorrow. And then here goes the clouds developing, and some of those clouds squeezing out some snow. Better chance for that towards the northwest, but anyone could see a passing flurry or a brief snow shower that's going to be being whipped around in the wind. So today, it's going to be our last mild day for a while. 54, if we get to that, and Hartford, that's normal for this time of year. Could climb slightly higher than that even. But nonetheless, not going to feel too bad. Kind of staying in the 50s, so it's not like a big jump in temperatures compared to, where we start off in the morning versus the afternoon. And there's the additional areas of rain building in for this afternoon. As we take a look at the shoreline, how about upper 50s, a large portion of the day with the showers early on and steadier rain becoming more broken up in action, but around for the afternoon. So don't put away the umbrella. That's what that means. There's the morning rain. Let's just show you the interesting view as we widen it. Gee, can you tell where the cold front's located when we go from the green, the rain, to the blue, to the snow? Yep, I think we know where it is. And so the temperatures right now, right along the shoreline, very pleasant compared to the air back to the west. So that cold air is on the move. Here it goes, taking over tonight into tomorrow. And a little moderation tomorrow afternoon, but again, that wind is going to be the worst of it. So a little polar plunge, little Canadian air is coming our way, coupled with the wind that could gust over 30, and you're dealing with a wind chill. Your skin says it's going to feel like it's in the teens, upper teens, and lower 20s tomorrow morning, 20s and 30s in the afternoon, so we're going to need that winter coat all day long, maybe even the gloves or the hat keep us warm. That wind is going to be painful. We're not acclimated to it yet, so here it comes. A freeze warning also in effect for the immediate shoreline. That means the growing season will officially end there with those kind of temperatures moving on in. As we take a look at the shoreline, just looking at, the actual thermometer reading, you go from those low 30s, a few upper, 20s, and then you'll get into the low 40s with some breaks of sunshine, or you could see a briefly passing flurry, but of course, probably raindrops at that point with those temperatures. But inland, here we go. We're talking about low 30s, upper 20s to start, and only climbing into the upper 30s, perhaps cracking 40 in a few places, but those clouds will really resist the fact that, the temperature is going to respond to much more warming. But this is really the more important part of our forecast tomorrow for Veterans Day, the feel. The feel could be in the teens, low 20s to start, and upper 20s, low 30s during the afternoon. Ooh, the wind gusts are just going to be the painful part. So what's normal? 35 for low, 54 for high. So we're above that in terms of the low, and we're going to be hanging out close to that high today and then below average. And I picked the wrong temperature trend because we are obviously a lot colder. So let's just delete that from my show and move on to something else. How about the feels like temperature trend? So basically I wanted to show you that the temperatures tomorrow are going to be more like, mid-December if we hang out in the low 40s for the Hartford area. But if we drop into the 30s and only get to the upper 30s, that's more like late December, almost 37 is a normal high, for January 1st, FYI. Just a little perspective there. So the coldest feeling day is going to be Tuesday, tomorrow, and then pretty chilly start on Saturday. Oh, thank goodness the outlook shows beyond the 7 day we have a chance of rising above average. We'll take it. We'll see what all that means. Equal chance for all sorts of precipitation, but nothing leaning in any particular direction. So yeah, after today, bye. Bye, nice feeling air. Tomorrow's the worst of the cold because that wind will also combine with it. And again, we might be dropping that high of 41. It's just been trending a little bit cooler, so we'll keep you updated on that. Staying cooler than average. Remember, 54 is the normal high, so we're not going to see that anytime soon. Normal low is 35. We're going to be pretty much below that. And especially in the mornings that the wind relaxes, we've got a lot of 20s coming in there. So looks like if you haven't winterized yet, oh, goodness, I better change my mind and start thinking about detaching the hose and doing all that stuff off, turning off the water to them. Now that I just really focus on this forecast, I'm in denial. But here we go. We're into fall and feeling more like winter at times around here. At least feeling more like December. And yeah, we don't have any precipitation after we get through those little flurries tomorrow. But really, today's the rain day. All right, that is your latest First Alert Weather Extra. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Yeah, you'll need the umbrella today at times, and certainly need that winter coat all day long tomorrow, and you'll need it pretty much thereafter, all the way through the weekend. Take care, everyone. Remember, we have another episode of First Alert Weather Extra coming up at 9:30 tonight.